Hello, this is Willie with the Basement Kings. We're in Montgomery, Texas, where we are waterproofing a foundation. We don't do that many of these a year anymore. We used to do 20, over 25 a year, but right now, a lot of people have been using my design, so it's not necessary for us to do these jobs. But once in a while, we get a special project. This is a vet, and he bought this house and it's already flooded, and he couldn't figure out why. And two different contractors have already been here, and FEMA is only going to pay for it once, of course. And he's got a newborn in here in the house, and it broke my heart. So here we are, and not doing it as a matter of money, but doing it as a matter of honoring their service. So what are we doing here? We are excavating the wall. They had that black tar paper over here, so thick that it's been 2 to 4 months since they have left, and it was still wet and sticky. It should be dry. The gutter was letting out right here, right up against near the foundation, and not carried away from the house. Your gutters should be extending. You see there's a retaining wall here, which lets you know that water is entering this area and they're trying to block it out. To put a gutter here when all the water is already accumulating in the wall. And you see that wire coming out? That is an electrical wire, 220. And all these things need to be sealed. At the bottom of this wall, there was a hole where you could go in under the foundation, which will undermine the foundation that they dug and didn't understand what they were doing. And the back wall was much worse. And that is why that's the living room area that is flooding. And the kids' room is attached to it on the far side. So no, we can't leave it like that. So what we did is, when there's material that goes all the way down through the earth, which you can see the particle board, this is a hardy board, goes all the way down, should be no closer than 2 inches from the ground. But if you're in an area that is ever flooded, you have to give it 4 to 6 inches. So you don't make sure that the particle board or hardy backer is not touching the ground or water. And that is the situation. So what we did is since there's no foundation there, we built our own. Yes, Basement Kings. Waterproofing, concrete, that's our forte. So what we did is we created our own foundation wall out of cinder block, and we concreted it in. Now we are chipping out the very bottom so we can put in our drain, and our sump is going to be here. Why? Because once water collects in the corner, it's not going to run out of there freely. It's going to collect up against the wall, and we run it all the way out. The far side, they ran the waterproofing even higher and made it look even more ugly, as you can see. So we brought our block a little bit higher over here. And this chunk of concrete was poured into the corner just to protect the chimney. There doesn't need any protection for the chimney unless it's been waterproofed or sealed in some way. All this lower section here had a gap of 2 inches that was going up under the foundation. So we built our own footer, we poured concrete, we sealed it, closed it up, and now we're about to waterproof it, and you will see what it looks like when it's done. The downspout, connector of a drain, corrugated pipe out in the yard where you know they're going to be using weed eaters. When it hits that pipe, it's going to cut holes in it. And that means that water is going to be in this area, and it's going to defeat the purpose of even have a gutter with a downspout. It shouldn't be over here. It should be run all the way out. And they did run it out. But the last thing you want are holes in the ground for where your pipe is sticking out. Because, come on, say it with me, boys and girls, animals will crawl in there, and the grass will close into it, and it will block the water flow. So you're going to want to put a pop-up, or you want to put a basin. You want something that's sealed, and to make it look professional, make it look sealed and closed, so no animals will crawl up in there and die and block the line. So that is what we did, and you'll see our downspouts. See, a professional should never put a corrugated pipe on the outside and run it on the outside of the foundation. It's beyond asinine. It should be buried. We will show you an example of what it should look like. The line should go down into the ground, disappear, and then you know what it should be doing, but you should not be able to see it looking like this. It's just, but either way, moving on, I tend to digress. But over here, that tar paper was on there so thick, it took us over a day to pull off the material because it still had the backing material on it. Pull it off, clean it off, scrub it down, and use some muriatic acid and scrub it clean quite a few times. And then we filled in the big chunks that was missing out of the wall, which they never filled in. They just simply thought filling it in with tar is enough. It is not. So now that we've seen it, we're going to waterproof it. We've taped it off so waterproofing doesn't spill over, and you'll see what it looks like when we're done. So let's get busy.
Hello, thanks for watching. If you like our video, then please subscribe or visit us at thebasementkings.net. Thank you and have an excellent day.